All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Veronica Oplens. I'm co-chair of the zoning committee for the Center City Residents Association, and we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to the Center City Residents Association Zoning Committee. CCRA is a 75-plus-year-old nonprofit civic association. As a nonprofit, we encourage everyone to become a member, which can easily be done through our website. There are several benefits to being a member, one of which is being notified of all proposed zoning changes within our area. CCRA is the recognized registered community organization, RCO, for our area. Our boundaries are from South Street to JFK and Broad Street to the Schuylkill River. Our committee works as follows. First, applicants are to present. We ask applicants to address the specific refusals or referrals, and we ask for no interruptions as the applicants give their full presentation. After the presentation, the zoning committee will have a chance to ask questions. After the zoning committee's questions are completed, we will open the meeting to the community. When addressed, we ask that you state your name and address. We ask that you keep your questions succinct and to the variance being addressed. We also ask that people not repeat others' questions. If you agree with someone's position, you're welcome to simply state that you agree. If there's a spokesperson for the neighbors, we ask that this person speak for the group first. After we hear from all applicants, and this evening we have one case, and listen to the community comments, our committee meets in closed session. We vote in one of three ways: oppose, not oppose, not oppose with provisos. CCRA never votes in favor of any application. Our decision is emailed to the councilperson, the ZBA, and the applicant, and it's posted on the CCRA website. Important, no matter how we decide, if you are concerned with a project, we strongly recommend that you attend the ZBA hearing. This is the best way to make your concerns known. The CCRA zoning committee cannot express the neighbor's point of view. Only a property owner or aggrieved individual may express their personal concerns to the ZBA. And with that said, we have one applicant this evening, and that is for 1617 Walnut Street. And this is a refusal. And this is, the application is for application of the erection of one non-illuminated wall sign above the second floor windowsill of an existing structure. And the reason for the refusal is that unless otherwise provided by this zoning code, wall signs shall not extend above the roof line or above the second floor windowsill of a structure, whichever is lower, whereas the proposed wall sign is above the second floor windowsill. So with that, I'll turn it over to the applicant, Adam Lever. I don't know if you'll be the one presenting, but I will.
Yes, please.
All right, wonderful. Well, thank you, and I invite you to take the floor.
Thank you, Veronica, and members of the committee. It's nice to see a lot of familiar faces. As Veronica mentioned, my name is Adam Lever, and I'm a zoning attorney at Rome, and very excited to be before CCRA this evening regarding a proposal at 1617 Walnut Street, which concerns an exciting new use. Our client is Nike World of Flight, which would be the first World of Flight store in the United States of America. There are others internationally, but Philadelphia is in for a treat, I believe, with Nike looking to Philadelphia to be the first location in the United States. I am going to screen share in a moment, and I'm going to introduce the team. But by way of background, the underlying use, the retail sales of clothing, shoes, merchandise, etc., are permitted within the zoning district, and other signage is permitted within the zoning district, as Veronica read, and as I'll share on the refusal itself. There is one issue before the board, which we'll get into momentarily. With me this evening is my partner from Blank Rome, Josh Broderson, along with Jamie Sinclair, who is general counsel for Nike, Jenny Volbada, construction project manager for Nike, Andra Wooden, a design producer for Nike. We have a big team. Nike is really invested in this project. On the screen before you, you can see this beautiful building, 1617 Walnut, which is located on the north side of the 1600 block of Walnut Street, positioned between the property that's identified by New Balance to the right and 1619 to the left, or the east and the west, respectively. Here you can see a streetscape showing the property in context. And I always like to begin with the refusal as the relevant document that the zoning board will be looking at as a matter of law. I've taken the liberty of highlighting a few parts of the refusal. Number one, it is a refusal, not a referral. The zoning district is CMX5, which those of us who, I think it's all of us, who live in Center City on this call and are members of CCRA and the zoning committee know is the most permissive zoning in the city, mixed use, high density, and high bulk, although it doesn't come into play tonight. And the application calls for the erection of the one non-illuminated wall sign above the second floor window sill of the existing structure, accessory to the use as previously approved. And towards the lower part of the refusal, it indicates the code section that requires review by the zoning board. By way of background, this has been before the Philadelphia Art Commission as well as the Historical Commission, and both bodies have indicated that if the Zoning Board of Adjustment approves the request for relief, they are inclined to do the same. The document before you shows that the Art Commission had approved a sign, which I'll point out to you, right above the entrance door to the proposed World of Flight shop. That's a small sign. This is pre-approved, non-illuminated. I just want to give you all of the information. And it's a logo of the Jumpman logo. And then towards the bottom, the Art Commission references that a second wall sign is pending and that they would be inclined to approve it should the ZBA approve. You can see that a zoning permit was granted for the small sign above the entryway door. And here, let's get to some renderings. So you can see what is already approved. It's that logo above the door. And here it is again. This is not what we're seeking tonight. I just want to give you the full information. The sign indicated as B is the small Jumpman logo that's been approved already. Here it is. It's showing you that it is 23.5 inches by 22 inches, rather tasteful and small, non-illuminated. And then also, because this property is so highly regulated by art and historical, through the vestibule, the logo and the words World of Flight can be seen. This has already been approved. Now here we get to why we're here this evening. So B and C I just mentioned. A is what requires zoning board approval. This is truly de minimis. We are talking about a sign that's less than 2 square feet in size. And you can see here at the bottom is the A sign. That's what we're seeking approval for. And the B above the door and the C within the vestibule have already been approved. This depiction shows what I just mentioned, that we're less than 2 square feet in size, 17 1/8 inches wide by 16 feet high. No words, just the logo. And it's important to note that what's proposed is brushed stainless steel.
Adam, sorry to interrupt. You said 16 feet. You meant 16 inches, I believe.
Thank you so much for correcting me, Sam. Yes, 16 inches. That would
Yeah.
not fit within the less than
Thank
2
you.
square feet. Thank you, Mr. Gordon. uh, that is the proposal in sum. We really believe that this iconic logo will add to, I'm going back, to the facade and to the statement that Nike and World of Flight is looking to make on Walnut Street and in Philadelphia. I'll stop screen sharing and I can pull back in a moment. Just a little bit of information for Ben and others who may need it. The hearing is scheduled for July 30th at 2 p.m. And although it's not directly before CCRA, we're excited to share that the retail space itself is 2 stories. It's about 7,000 square feet, and it's dedicated to the Jordan brand, which is quite exciting. With that, I'll pause, and as you can see, there are a full group of members of the Nike team if there are specific questions. But we thank you, Veronica, and Zoning Committee for your time.
Thank you very much, Adam, for that. That was a very clear and concise presentation. Just for myself, I'm wondering if you could put back on the screen the facade, the rendering with the A, B, and C, and enlarge it a little bit so that we can see that a little more easily. And then
Yes,
I'll open it up to committee questions.
sure. I don't mean to make people motion sick while I get to the right page, but
if you could just enlarge that previous one.
there's one, this is the one that I think we want. It shows all 3.
Right. If you could just enlarge that a bit. So we're talking about the sign A, is that correct?
Yes, up at the top of the property. Brushed
Great.
stainless steel, no illumination, no words.
Got it. Thank you.
Of course.
Let me open it up to committee questions. Sam Gordon, may we start with you?
Okay. There was another image you showed. It was more of a photograph of the image. My question is, it looks like you're covering a large portion of the cornice and the pediment. There's a dental molding that's covered over in this graphic, and I don't know. I don't think Historic would have approved that. And I know it's a little beyond our scope. There. Can you zoom in on that? Is that? Okay, so the dental molding is still there, actually. So I'm looking at the little rectangles. So you're going right in between that. Okay.
Precisely, Sam. And it's a good point. I can absolutely represent Historical has looked very carefully at this, and they've raised a lot of questions and felt good with where we landed.
Okay, so none of the facade in that portion of the building will be covered?
Correct.
Only what's covered by the sign?
Yep, the 1.9 square feet.
Okay. And we're not concerning ourselves with the sign above the front door. That's already approved?
It's already approved, permitted within the zoning code, but we wanted to be fully transparent regarding what is legally existing.
Okay. Okay, that's all. That's my only question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to open it up to other members of the zoning committee who have questions. Feel free to raise your hand or unmute. I'll call on people as I see them. Ben Zuckerman.
How thrilled is the New Balance store to have this competition right next door?
You know, you know that I'm a neighbor too, Ben. I thought I saw that there's some moving around of some of the retail shops. I thought I saw some signs to that effect. So I don't know for sure, but I think that there may be some movement in some of the spaces on that block of Walnut Street.
Well, a little more serious. I'm actually surprised that this is considered to be a sign. because everything else that we've ever had that's come before us usually has words or letters or something, but they consider it a sign. And I guess I have to ask this question. What's the hardship?
Well, it's a very challenging property in that it's a beautiful historic property. Walnut Street has faced such difficulty in attracting retail like we used to have. And so it's a balance of addressing the preservation of the beautiful elements of the building that Sam pointed out, and making this a identifiable location, a flagship location. I think that speaks to the granting of relief under the case law.
Okay, thanks. No other questions.
Thank you. I think I saw Sylvie Lorente and then Evan Litvin.
Yes, thank you. Just for me to understand that seems to me super high. So who is supposed to see this sign so high? Because when you just walk on the sidewalk, you don't work with your heads up like this. So why do you need to put a sign that high? What's the purpose?
Maybe the aspiring basketball players who are but in all seriousness, the building itself is so rich in historic detail and architectural detail, and this is, we believe, a very modest way to brand. So if somebody's looking up, taking in the dental work, they also recognize that not only are we honoring the past, but we're trying to be relevant for the future. I agree with you. If you're on a bus or in a car proceeding west on Walnut Street, you're not going to see this. But as so many of us who live in the neighborhood do, and even I, who grew up in Center City myself, like I look up and I see new things all the time, and we hope that that's the same thing here. But I understand your point and appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Evan Litvin?
Yes, just real quick, wanted to say thank you to the Nike team. I think thank you for coming to Philadelphia. Thanks for choosing a historic building and choosing to renovate it so beautifully with understated signage. So welcome and thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Joyce Lee?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Well, thank you for your presentation. And I just would like to confirm that the sign right above the door is actually bigger than what is very high up. I look at the dimensions, I think 23 inches versus 16 inches. So that is actually even smaller.
Yes.
But my question is, in case anyone on the team knows, because we are all familiar with the Apple sign a few doors down, I wonder if anyone knows the size of that, so we can kind of put in our head the scale of which, because my understanding is that this is very small, especially when it is that high up.
Very fair point, and I don't know beyond general layperson's observations on walking by Apple. I agree with you that this is smaller. I don't have those dimensions. I might be able to try to take a look at the file as we're talking. One of the differences I would suggest is that there's more concern with respecting the historic property here, and at the Apple store, I'm not sure that there would be the same level of concern about the historic nature of the building. But I will try to take a look if I can to get you that information on Apple. I doubt, correct me if I'm wrong, members of the Nike team, I doubt that anybody has that information off the cuff. Okay. I'm sorry, Joyce, that we don't have that off the cuff.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions from the committee?
Oh, I'm just one other comment, not a question. So actually, I usually don't commend people, but I am going to commend you, like Evan did. You could have gone all the way across on the frieze right above the door under the second floor windows and put a garage sign. I think this is tremendously understated. And it's almost, there really is no sign. This is like a hide and seek. It's like sorry to mention a competitor, the Lululemon logo. They only put it, like, you have to look for it. You have to know where it is on the back of the collar, how small it is. And this is like that. So this is not a giant sign like we've seen before. This is a little thing like saying, hey, can you find me? So.
Yes, yes. And Joyce, getting back to what you just said, I just tried to look at the Atlas file on L&I, and for some reason, the most recent documents aren't coming up. So I apologize for that.
But the point, it is way smaller than the Apple sign, and it's even smaller than the sign that is above the door.
Absolutely. That I know for sure.
Hey, thank you. Are there any community members who have questions? If so, please raise your hand. No? All right, calling again for any community members? No? All right, hearing none, that closes this case. Adam, I'd like to thank you and the team for a very clear and very well done presentation. Thank you so much. We are only hearing one case tonight, and this is it. So you are front and center. So we will thank everybody for having been here, and the committee will now move into closed discussion to discuss this particular case.
Thank you, Veronica. Members of the committee, everyone on the Nike team will be signing off. Good night.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will stop recording. Here we are.